Feel free to browse my wares. The profits help Ferelden refugees. Here and at home.
So, I never expected to be palling around with the captain of the guard.
We're not pals.
We're not? What about that time we painted each other's toenails?
Do you want something?
Love, life, and liberty. What more does a man need?
You're in a jolly mood.
Well, when you're here, I know you're not leading men into Darktown to arrest me.
Welcome home, Monsieur. If you need me for anything, by all means, let me know.
Your hound is a mark of nobility in Ferelden, is he not? I have heard that gaining a Mabari's loyalty is considered the ultimate proof of character there.
That's him. My own living, breathing, slobbering status symbol.
The dog cares nothing for worldly power. The Maker would like to see us learn from them.
Don't let it go to your head. Wish Bodan would clean the fireplace. Says it reminds him of a mine shaft.
I've been wondering if I shouldn't remarry. I'm sure the last thing you need is your mother watching over your shoulder every time you come home. But perhaps there is still life once your children have outgrown you.
You've been through a lot. You deserve any joy you can find.
Thank you, love. No one could ever replace your father. But it is refreshing to think I could still be courted at this age.
Boom! Ah, there he goes again. How he makes these things, I'll never know.
I've never seen another dwarf like him. Does this run in your family?
Not at all, but Sandal isn't really my son. I found him in the deep roads when I left Orzammar for good. Raised him as my own now. Isn't that right, my boy?
I like Bodan.
He's always been this way. Always collecting things and enchanting them. Strange, I suppose.
Have you ever thought of finding out more?
Well, I did. I brought him to the Circle of Magi, about a year after we got to the surface. They called him a savant, but then they started giving him the eye like they were going to keep him, so we left. Not going back to those vultures. Sandal's happy as he is.
Sandal's quite useful to have around.
That he is. Also, I've always said. Oh, Maker knows what'll happen when I'm gone. I try not to think about it.
I want some pie. I can make it for you. I can make it for you.
All are forbidden, except you, for now.
So, I was wrong about our thief.
It appears so.
They say we were careless with our trap, that this is our fault. But even without the Sarkamek, there would have been death. This elf was determined to lay blame at our feet. Selfishness, want, denial. How do you allow this to continue?
If you dislike Kirkwall so much, why haven't you left?
Since we arrived, I have seen nothing but greed and weakness. Dwarves, humans, elves, just festering. No order, no goal. You are one of the few I have met with any ability. And yet this too was random, a result of selfishness. I cannot fathom how a mire like this can be justified. You say we should leave, but how can you bear to stay in this chaos?
My welcome to the city was not so different from yours.
And yet you suffer it.
It's an opportunity to make a real difference.
Karisten are soldiers. The Qun made it so. They can never vary from that assigned path, never be other than they are meant to be. But They are free to choose within that role, to accept and succeed, or deny and die. Glory is clear and defined. Could not this entire city benefit from that certainty? How else will you know when you have made a real difference?
He's free to choose to obey. That isn't contradictory to you?
He chooses to be, as do we all, long before any of your meaningless freedoms are presented. Your kind may force our role to change, if the Qun demands.
She was angry to see her people losing their culture by claiming yours.
We accept those who submit to the Qun. The weak naturally seek the strong. It doesn't matter. We did not come equipped to indoctrinate. I am here to satisfy a demand you cannot understand.
It's been a long time.
It will take as long as needed. No ship is coming. There is no rescue from duty to the Qun. I am stuck here.
That is not the understanding of city leaders and their supporters.
Let them rot. Filth stole from us. Not now, not the Sarkamek. Years ago. A simple act of greed has bound me. We are all denied Parvolin until I alone recover what was lost under my command. That is why this elf and her shadows are unimportant. That is why I do not simply walk from this pustule of a city. Fixing your mess is not the demand of the Qun, and you should all be grateful! Thank you, human, for your service. Leave.
He's on the edge. The Viscount should know.
You're Ferelden, aren't you?
Did you misplace this?
You brought it home? I am right stunned, actually.
Watching you close, Elf. Nothing goes missing. Understood?
Just another friendly day in the free marches.
You've had enough.
Hawk, I've got some news. You might not want to be near anything breakable when I tell you, though.
Why don't I buy you a pint and we'll talk?
You just keep making this harder. Although I won't say no to a pint, if you're buying. I've had an ear out for Bartrand. After the deep roads, he ran to Ravane, probably because he knew I couldn't track him. But I hear he might be back in Kirkwall. He called in loans from a few of his contacts in Hightown.
How are you holding up, Varric?
Me? My no-account backstabbing brother is practically in arm's reach. I couldn't be better.
We need some answers from your brother.
I agree. Bianca's been missing him something awful. Let's stop by his new house. Welcome him back to the neighborhood and all that.
I've got something for you, Varric.
My father's signet ring. Where did you find it? Bartrand pawned it off to pay for the expedition. I can't believe you found it. This sounds exactly like the sort of fake thing I'd make up about you.
I'm just glad I found it.
Our mother was... well, no word adequately describes an old dwarven lady's rage. Well, maybe now my contact at the gates of Orzammar won't ignore my letters. Harrimont is hoping that if he just shuts his eyes tight and wishes, the real world will go away. Anyway, I owe you one, Hawk. Remind me later to put you on my tab. This is the best tavern in Kirkwall. It could use some cute dwarven serving girls, but otherwise, it's perfect.
You're glaring, Anders. Is there a reason, or is it one of your moods?
Your term as captain hasn't been particularly mage-friendly.
I've only turned a handful over to the Templars.
Every despot starts somewhere.
And yet I allow an abomination to whine at me. Credit where it's due.
I have something for you.
Ooh, what's this? Oh, isn't that just the cutest thing?
Baby animals are cute. Ships, not so much.
Thank you, Hawk. This was a thoughtful gesture.
Anyone knows Karen? Has he done anything wrong?
Good day, Sirrah.
It's different here as captain. Feels like family.
We'll need to give them answers by tomorrow, Captain.
I'll have them. Dismissed.
The Seneschal was particularly vocal.
Dismissed. You'd think the captain of the guard could requisition a Templar or two, but no, that would be demeaning. Can't have them working for the people when eternity needs a nanny.
You had to know cleaning up this mess would be difficult.
It's not the challenge, it's the unending part. And really, I blame you. You poured money into a pot that was already full. Everything has shifted. Good job validating the fears of every anti-Ferelden and Kirkwall.
Sounds like you're spreading yourself pretty thin.
There are a lot of people in my charge. Someone has to look out for them.
You guard the guardsmen.
I don't turn people loose like Jevon. There's additional training, doubled patrols. Costs are up, but I've halved injuries. I'll take it and argue with Seneschal Bran later.
Grouse all you want, but the Aveline I know doesn't regret a second as captain.
They'd have to drag me out of here. And I'm sure some are lining up to try. You among them, I bet. Haven't had much time to follow you around. Not that I need to. I can trust that you at least try to do right. I'm with you if you need me, Hawk. Just say the word. Hawk, I need... A favor that I can only trust to you.
You can always ask.
It should be a small matter, but I worry. I need you to give something to Guardsman Donnick, here in the barracks. No questions, and he is not to know it's from me.
It must be something important if you're going to all this trouble.
That's none of your business.
That seems abrupt, even for you.
I already regret this. I'm not about to make it worse by exposing unnecessary facts. You can accept that or not, but that's all I can say.
Very well, Aveline. If it means that much.
Thank you, and please hurry back with his reaction. I appreciate this, Hawk, I really do. Hello, Hawk. Another time? I'm a little busy.
Guardsman Donnick.
Sir Hawk, it's been some time. You're here in Hightown now, right? I think the captain mentioned it. I see your uncle now and then on my patrols, but we don't talk.
No ill effects from the ambush, I trust?
They got me pretty good, I'll admit. But they fared worse, so I can't complain. Guard is a good career if you're careful. A short one if you're not. And the captain makes sure we're careful.
This is for you. It's apparently very important.
I'll take you at your word. It's a copper relief of marigolds? Ah, and it helpfully says so. Marigolds. Well, how crafty. Is there a meaning to this that I should know?
Just keep it. I'm sure it's more than it seems.
It would have to be. Right. I'm sure we both have things to do. Of varying import. Sir Hawk.
That was awkward. What was Aveline thinking?
Fine day, Sarah.
I love doing that.
You're back. Of course you are. You're efficient, get things done, good or ill. So, how did Donnick react?
As one might expect when confused.
I thought it was clear. Metal is strong, copper ages well, flowers are soft. I've clearly gone about this the wrong way. Don't talk to him again. Just take this, the patrols for next week, post it to the roster and just listen.
All right. Posting the roster just over there.
I need to know exactly how he reacts. That's key. Thank you.
She'd do a lot better to just get this fellow alone in a room. Life's too short.
Hey, Donnick! Whose pucker have you been greasing to get Hightown?
What? You're daft. I'm working dockside on those smugglers.
Says here you're guarding the square. Always been a make-work job, that one. You someone's pet?
Check your eyes. It's a mistake.
Says the pet.
You have got to be kidding me. What did I do to get that post?
Good things are always happening to that bastard.
I don't know why anyone would embarrass me with a patrol like this. Guarding the market. Is that all the captain thinks I'm worth?
Donnick thinks I'm punishing him. But Hightown is a safe patrol, a reward.
You wanted his reaction.
All right. I can fix this. I need 3 goats and a sheaf of wheat. You'll take them to his mother. It's a dowry tradition. Maybe it will smooth the process.
I think my jaw just landed in the deep road somewhere.
Not a word, dwarf.
I wouldn't dream of mocking your unconventional courtship.
Averly, you know you can talk to me.
What am I to say? That a grown woman can't speak her mind? I've been focused on being captain for so long, that's all I know.
It can't be a complete mystery. You were married once, right?
That was a long time ago. It was easier, or seemed to be.
I can't imagine you having trouble speaking your mind.
The guards are in my care. I hurt when they hurt. But Donnick... I want him to know that I feel... But if something happened to him...
Something already happened, and he's fine.
If it made sense, I wouldn't need you. I feel paralyzed. I hate it.
I can drag him in here right now. Just say the word.
Oh, and how would that look? The captain ordering her guardsmen to... It wouldn't help.
There are places in this city where no one cares that you're captain.
What? Just go out somewhere? Like it's that easy?
What? Too simple?
Tell Donnick, invite him to the Hanged Man. Don't tell him about me. Make something up. It's a surprise, or just you, or a group, anything to get him there. He's not like the others. I don't want him to think he's meeting the captain.
Sirrah Donnick, are you free? I need to ask you something.
I have no immediate patrols. Why?
A night at the Hanged Man for all the guard. You'll come? Of course you'll come.
Should I have heard of this? Very well, Sirrah Hawk. I guess I'll be there. Never good to be the last to hear of these things.
Hello, Hawk. Another time? I'm a little busy.
Hope the day is treating you well, Sirrah.
Seamus, wasn't it? The Viscount's boy.
You're here rather often, Sirrah Hawk. A good influence, I think. Even by not taking sides, you helped start something. I still accept no blame for defending Kunari. And I don't miss the kinship of the people who oppose what I believe.
The Arishok asked for me. I think they're a headache, but so are many people.
And you've already treated them with more grace than most. Mere existence should not be an offense, no matter how they challenge the Chantry. Not when some of their ideas are so... compelling. Another time, when things are better.
I have 14 different reports to rewrite by the end of the day. Please, I need some quiet.
Lieutenant Harley said I should see you about a reward.
That's it. Not even going to mention your scuffle with Evit's marauders. Killing the whole lot of them.
That does ring a bell. Hard to remember. I've killed so many things.
I believe that. I do. There's one small rub, though. Their leader, Evitz, wasn't there, was he?
No, they were led by Fell Orden.
Evitz is the worst of the lot. He may try to get revenge one day.
Good to know. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Maybe nothing will come of it. Thanks again for your help. I wish I could have seen you give Evit's marauders what for.
I wonder if actually warring with the Kunari would cause as much damage as this disaster.
Please keep it quiet, Sirrah. The Viscount mustn't be disturbed.
Easy. Bye.
You're looking well, Sirrah.
Years of nice, quiet anxiety. Gone. Along with a whole street.
The Kunari were blameless.
Right. A mad elf, pushed by zealots, likely hidden in the very groups I have to appease. The Maker has a grand sense of humor. And the Arishok. I suspected he had no plans to leave. I didn't know it was just as annoying for him.
Keep the worst of them off his back, and it'll be all right.
But that is the problem. It has already escalated, despite your efforts. A shame.
What happened?
A Kunari delegate and entourage paid me a visit. It was civil, tentative, hopeful. They left my chambers with precision, but were not reported by the outer guard. They are missing almost literally from my doorstep. What do you imagine will be the Arishok's reaction?
We need to get out in front of this, and fast.
I feel I've been trying to turn a stampede for some time now. Someone is pushing very hard. Speak with Seneschal Bran. Then you will see why I cannot trust anyone else with this. I don't know who would benefit from fighting the Kunari, but it will cost all of us.
Good day, Sirrah.
You have information about the missing Kunari?
I am to help you, yes. Viscount Dumas would appreciate discretion in this matter. I would prefer that you were not involved at all, but that is neither here nor there.
Has anyone reported this to the Kunari?
Maker, no. I'd be signing the messenger's death warrant. He'll find out soon enough, of course. And when he does, the Viscount is rightly concerned that the illusion of peace will dissolve.
The Arishok is growing violent. He might want an excuse to end this peace.
I suspect that if the Arishok wanted to take over, he simply would. For all we fear that heretical Qun of his, its demands have done more to keep him in check than any of our efforts. Besides, would Kunari stoop to trickery? There is no precedent, but there is unfortunate evidence of influence on our side.
I'm having a hard time picturing the abduction of a Kunari entourage.
Unfortunately, they were not at their best. Their swords were tied into their sheaths, as I advised. It seemed a respectful compromise. Even I know you cannot separate a Kunari from his weapon.
I'm sure you have suspicions about what happened.
My concerns are well-founded. This could not have escaped the notice of the city guard. Unless they were involved.
Have any failed to report?
Several. You should start with one of them. Although where you find a swordsman so eager to sell his honor and duty, I'm sure I don't know.
A hanged man.
Hanged man.
Got to be.
Right. Then you know what to look for.
I can't imagine this has occurred without notice. There is always a weak link. Please keep this quiet. The Viscount is under enough scrutiny
I
as
do
it
hope
is.
the Viscount remembers to eat salt.
Good day, Sarah.
I have something for you.
It's a book.
It's a subject you're familiar with. The book is by Shartan, the elf who helped Andraste free the slaves. You know about him, right?
Of course I know about him. What do you take me for? I certainly didn't learn from books, though. Do you think they teach slaves to read?
You haven't been a slave for years.
And? Am I not learning your ways quickly enough to suit you? Ugh. Ignore me. You are not responsible for my deficiencies. I do appreciate your gift. I've always wanted to learn more of Shartan. Perhaps this is my chance.
I've got something to show you. Come and see. It's beautiful, isn't it?
Of all the giant mirrors in your house, Meryl, this is easily the nicest.
I knew if anyone would understand, you would. I've spent the last few years restoring this. One of my clan found it in the Brazilian forest, we think. Poor Tamlin. We never found him. Just the shattered pieces of the Alluvion.
What's an Alluvion?
Long ago, the elves had a kingdom. An empire that covered Thedas. And every city had an Alluvion. The mirrors let them communicate across their empire. But I don't know how exactly. My people have lost so much. We know almost nothing of the days before Arlathon. This is a piece of our history.
This thing is what made the Keeper send you away, isn't it?
The Keeper wanted me to destroy the fragment I kept. She said our ancestors meant it to be forgotten. But it's a Keeper's place to remember. Even the dangerous things. We argued. I left. She's wrong. This mirror could teach us so much about who we once were.
Do you think the mirror had something to do with Tamlin's disappearance?
The ruin we tracked Tamlin to was full of traps and monstrous things. But we found no body. His trail ended at the broken pieces of Alluvion.
I'm sure you wouldn't show something this dangerous to just anyone.
It's not dangerous, I promise. I fixed it, or tried to, with blood magic. The mirror won't hurt anyone.
I cringe every time she says that. She has no idea what she's messing with.
I do. I have it totally under control. But it doesn't work. I've tried everything, and I think it's because it needs to be finished with a special tool. An Arulin home. And my clan has one. It's been in their hands for generations.
But you're afraid to face Keeper Marathari again.
Exactly. You have no idea, the Keeper. I can't talk to her. We fight or talk circles around each other. She has a disappointed frown that turns your bones to jelly. Please, help me. You will, won't you?
I'll go with you.
Master Anus, I'll find some way to repay you, I promise.
I need your help again. Can we speak privately? Perhaps in my clinic?
I'm with you.
Lead the way.
By the dread wolf! Why is my house always such a mess when people are here? It's clean sometimes, I swear.
Do Dalish honestly not recognize the difference between demons and beneficial spirits?
We've never thought of the Fade as the home of our gods. It is another realm, another people's home, no different or more foreign than, say, Orzammar.
But have you never studied the types of demons? They break down very clearly into different sins.
Spirits differ from each other, just as you and Hawk and Isabella are all human. More or less.
If you walk the paths of Sundermount, walk softly. Something out there hungers for the unwary. If you walk the paths of Sundermount, softly. Something out there hungers for the unwary.
Dalish crafting is second to none, I assure you.
If you walk the paths of Sundermount, walk softly.
Keeper, you return to us, darling. Have you reconsidered this path at last?
Go on. I'm with you.
Thank you, Hawk. Keeper, I need the Arulan home, the ancient carving blade that Master Island keeps.
I see. You wish to rebuild the Alluvian.
You don't have to approve of it. I'm invoking Via Sulavanen. I'll do whatever task you wish.
Well, I'm glad to know I can still disapprove. It is your right. I will give you a service to perform if you insist.
What did Merrill invoke?
Our history belongs to all Dalish, child. So our clan's most cherished relics can be claimed by everyone. Any Dalish can perform a service for the clan and gain ownership of such an item. For a time. That is what Merrill has invoked. Even if she has chosen to live apart, she is still one of the people.
We appreciate your help. This means a lot to Merrill.
I'm glad that Merrill has a friend in you, child. I hope you will look after her.
I can take care of myself, Keeper.
Yes, Dalen. I know. Avar Terrell has taken the lives of 3 of our hunters. It lairs in a cavern in the mountainside. Seek it out, slay it. No one else must fall to its anger. Do this for us, and I will give you the Arulin home. May the Dread Wolf never catch your scent.
The cave must be near camp. The Keeper would just warn the hunters away otherwise.